What's up, everybody? What's going on? Kind of late getting in here, but I'm here. And I apologize about that. I really do. I do apologize because I linked up with one of my homeboys earlier and went got some. Uh, that's right. We went and got us some Vietnamese. Now you're saying, what the hell is pho? Pho, like PHO. Pho. Get your mind out the gutter, fellas, ladies. Pho. Vietnamese soup, which is very delicious, I may say. Very delicious. We're gonna get into a lot of stuff today. Before we start talking about jabber jabbers and viruses and all that stuff, we got to get into what what got us here, what led us here. Can we at least get to that? Can we sit down and start really doing a psychoanalysis of how the hell we get here? How? What happened? What got us in this situation? And it didn't take but 2 years, 2 years, and then your boy Sleepy Joe comes in. He comes in and he really put a halt to everything. And I'm sorry, all you college professors, you college wannabes who broke the science down to the blue collar workers, telling us what it is and what is that and this is what it's gonna be and Sleepy Joe is the man. He gonna bring everybody in unity and togetherness. But that was a big ass lie, wasn't it? And some of y'all still in denial. Some of y'all still in denial. And you know what I tell y'all? When last time you been to the grocery store? Oh, that ain't his fault. Well, who is it? Huh? Who is it then? You big dummy. Sorry to say that, but it's true. You see the gas prices? Huh? Well, that's because of inflation. Really, Sherlock? Really? Inflation, huh? Explain that to me. I mean, sometimes it's good to just lower your pride and listen. Listen. Everybody, and then the other half of people, they just quiet. They don't want to admit that they were wrong. They don't want to admit that I sorry. We're gonna have to I sorry. That's all you gotta do, you know? Do just like they used to do back in the day. Where's my I don't even have it with me right now, but I'm gonna y'all lucky. You know, take your hat off and put it right by your chest and be like, I was sorry, folks. I knew you was right. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. And we'll forgive you. But once again, we gotta get out these labels. These so called labels like I'm a Democrat. I'm a Republican. I mean that's all good and dandy. Don't get me wrong. I lean more to the Republican side because they make sense. It's all about freedom, Constitution, and Second Amendment. Oh, I love that Second Amendment. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, though, we have to really come together. We got to come together, folks. Because they coming after us, man. I mean, they coming after us, and they not hiding it no more. They coming at you so hard. They telling what you can and cannot do. Mandates. Last time I checked, wasn't no mandates in the Constitution. Last time I checked, it wasn't no mandates in the United States codes. And I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? I don't do this for a living. I don't. So I'm going by what I read and studied over the last 15 years. Come on, man. Come on now. Why would you sit here and keep getting pressured to do this and do that because government says? And don't get me wrong, government is for the people, by the people, right? So we got to we gotta just say, hey, enough is enough. And people are waking up. People waking up to the new world order. People are waking up to the new world order. And let me tell you something. That's a good thing. This right here. Right here. New world order. Right there. Wait, right here. Where is it, Tyler? Oh, okay. Right there. And this is all ran by old ass men and women telling you what to do. And damn near half of them don't have kids. Your George Soros, your Klaus Schwab, all these old ass men telling you what to do and what you can't do behind the scenes. Them the ones that control your government. Canada. Hey, shouts out to the truckers in Canada, man. Shouts out to them brothers up there in Canada. They said enough is enough. They told what's his name, Justin Trudeau, to kick rocks, man. We ain't no more mandate, no more this. You're not gonna sit here and tell us truck drivers that we can't go across the border. We can't even drive a truck unless we get the jabber jabber. I mean, it's half and half. You got some that have gotten it and some that haven't. But you can't sit here and force someone to take something into their body. You can't do that. You know, I mean, it's a 99.4 or 99.3 percent survival rate on this virus. I mean, if your immune system is compromised, if you know, you messed up, you got a comorbidity. I mean, I can understand where you're coming from. Yeah, you need to go somewhere and chill. But for the healthy people, come on, man. For the healthy people, no, that's not right. It's not. I mean, it's just I mean, I don't understand it, man. Crime has gone up 300%. Oh my God, man! All this within a year. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And the only thing you turn on the TV, the only thing you see is the only thing you hear is virus, virus, virus. Get vaccinated. That's the only thing you hear. It's just hard. Either that or someone got shot. Um, there was a carjacking. That's basically all you hear on the news now. You know, and white supremacy, racism. That's all you hear. That's all you hear is all about that. The Africans don't give a damn about white supremacy. We still are kings and queens. We still have money and good credit. And we come to United States and go into the flea market and have some Nikes for you for only $50. We will have African musk for $5, two for 10. And we make money. Oh, I got to go. Time to pray. Sorry. I mean, come on, man. We are only ones that be whining. We got to get out that whining mentality, man. I'm telling you. I mean, really. It's called mass formation psychosis. I know I brought it up last video, but hey, Robert Malone said it best. Mass formation psychosis. Let me say it in my Wakanda way. Mass formation psychosis. My Nigerian way. My Nigerian ancestors. Okay, let me stop. Let me stop. But nah, on the real though. On the real though. You know what? Let's just get into a video. We're gonna talk about the brainwashing. We're gonna talk about this, how TV, how everything is just going downhill. We gotta tighten up. We gotta tighten up because they run a game on us, man. And it all starts with the way we think. If we can't stay strong on the way we think, you know what's gonna happen. That's why they playing everybody and telling y'all to go get vaccinated. I love it how Joe Biden said. He says it so smooth. Ugh, excuse me. That was that fluff. Excuse me. But nah, for real though. I mean, this man telling you to get the jab. And I know I'm supposed to get in this video, but I gotta say this though. If you ain't heard him, take the time. Just take the time and listen to him talk. The man sound he got a cold all the damn time. Every time you see him, he sound he got phlegm or some damn something in his throat. Everybody, we gonna. But like I said, come on, man. The man, that man need to be in an old folks home. And the only thing he talks about is rush. Rush. I'm telling you, man, we need to leave them Russians alone now. That's their business. But we're going to get into that later. I'm going to pick back up on that later. Okay? I'm going to try. I'm going to try. Can't promise nothing. All right? But before we get into the video, I want to say like and subscribe. Thank you guys for coming out. Pretty saucy. Andrea, what's happening then? You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for coming out. You know what I'm saying? Watch my back because I'm outside and my head's cold. So, Marie Morris, thanks for coming out. Hey, it is what it is. Let's get into these videos because I'm getting sleepy. So check this out. We're going to do this. We're going to talk about, actually this video right here, I call it the clown world. And, mass psychosis. Because before we get into talking about jabbers and invisible enemies called the virus, before we get into that, we got to figure out how we got here. Can we at least do that? So let's check this one out right here. And then we're going to work our way up. Check this out.
Journey began. Human evolution was at a turning point. Natural selection, the process by which the strongest, the smart, the fastest reproduced in greater numbers than the rest. A process which had once favored the noblest traits of man now began to favor different traits. Most science fiction of the day predicted a future that was more civilized and more intelligent. But as time went on, things seemed to be heading in the opposite direction, a dumbing down.
Every time a hurricane is coming, gas stations fill up with women with plastic bags they get inside, and then they put the gas in and wonder why the gas leaks through it and spills, and they just don't know. Look at this woman spraying gasoline on top of the car. It's not a joke. She thinks that's how you clean your car, and she's got her mask on.
So let me get this straight. She's black. She's Indian. He's a reverend. He's a hero. And this guy is a woman?
I'm gonna go
So that means that this is a peaceful protest, and this is a deadly insurrection. This guy's a white supremacist, and this guy won the election. The economy was in a state of deep neglect. A great dust bowl had ravaged food supplies, and the number one movie in the country was called Ass.
And that's the Secretary of Health.
It's kind of stupid.
Today could be your lucky day. California's first vaccine lottery drawing takes place tonight.
That's right. You can win $1 million.
Get vaccinated.
Enjoy your
Extra big ass fries.
You're saying I could get this? Two delicious fries? But there's also a burger element to this.
Joints for jabs, that's what they're calling it.
Free joints today to those who could prove they got the COVID vaccine.
Do something smart.
The answer is mass formation psychosis.
Did you just make that up?
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
What a stupid son of a bitch.
You're the smartest guy in the world. You're pretty dumb sometimes.
I'm kind of retarded.
Wow. So, you see where we headed, right? I mean, you see where we're headed. Now, I want you to think about something. We don't have, well, I don't live in Russia, but think about it. The Russians ain't going through all this. The Russians got their own problems. And they fighting with their cousins, Ukraine, right now. I mean, it's still brotherly love, I guess, over there. But hey, you know, it is what it is. But why are we getting ourselves involved in it? Why are we sending our young men over there? Our young soldiers or whatever. I mean, you know, Russia to me is just protecting their border. You know, I'm sorry to get into that jab, but I just had to go there. I mean, Sleepy Joe, I mean, he needs to take care of our borders. Can we at least get someone to protect our borders for once? You know what I mean? I mean, oh my God, I can keep going on and on about this. I mean, you got immigrants coming over the border, the southern border, and getting more done for them than you. All around the world. I think they said it was estimated. It was 8 million has crossed over in the last 8 months into the United States, and they getting housing, they getting money. Was it $450? Certain families getting about $450,000. You can't even get a loan when you go to the bank just to start your business. Think about it, black people. Think about it, people that are just white people too. You know, the blue collars. You know what I'm saying? The world. You know, the rural. Can't even pronounce that right. Rural people. You know, around the United States, we struggling. Damn, they can't even get a bank loan. And I'm gonna keep saying the price of cars have gotten astronomical. But I'm gonna still get that 3,500 GMC one day. Maybe 20 years from now. Might get that 2020, baby. 15 years from now. But anyway, it's getting ugly out here, man. And if you don't believe me when it comes to these damn borders, if you don't believe what I'm telling you about this border, I can prove it. And like I said, before we get into the jabber and all that stuff, we have got to really figure out how we get here. How? Klaus Schwab, the Bill Gates, all of them had this plan to get this done before all this other stuff came about. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you. Watch me now. But check this out. This is in Texas. This is in Texas. I love my Haitian people. Let me tell you something. They got the best food ever besides Vietnamese pho. I mean, you got grill. You got pho. If you never had grill, boy, I tell you, make you want to slap your mama. Let me tell you something. Fried pork. Wee. You know what I'm saying? Or that, I forgot they call it. Zoom. You know what? Let's stop talking about food because I'm getting hungry. So, anyway, I think it's McAllen, Texas. All these Haitians coming across the Caucasian border like it ain't nothing. They going from back and forth. They go in and out. In. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm going to show this video. Y'all got to check this out. Check this out. There we go.
So if you look over my shoulder, folks, you're going to see a dam that crosses the Rio Grande from Mexico to the United States. Now this completely, if you look at that dam currently, you'll see a wave of humanity going in both directions. Mostly 90% Haitian refugees that are going into the camp to my left here in the United States, where there's currently already 11,000 illegal aliens from Haiti and other countries currently waiting for Border Patrol to pick them up and take them into the United States. But the Biden administration has told us repeatedly that the southern border of the United States is not open. Folks, I ask you, when we have traffic going in both directions of illegal aliens crossing back and forth into Mexico, Haitian illegal aliens that can freely trespass on this dam and either go into the migrant camp or go back to their friends that they have in other camps in Mexico, and no one on the Mexican side and no one on the American side is stopping their movement or even trying to impede their movement. You tell me how we have our border under control.
See? And this is every day, guys. Mexicans, they caught some Indians coming across the border at one time. And I'll tell you, they just coming over here and they get their paperwork and they get shipped to different hotels to stay for free. I mean, it's something else. But, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. I tell you, it's getting ugly. Now, like I said, I'm going to go through a lot of videos because I want you guys to understand this is a build-up. We get into this point that we all need to know what's going on and how it all started. Now, this other guy by the name of Paul Joseph Watson, and if you don't know who Paul Joseph Watson is, the dude is British. He's from the UK, but he breaks the knowledge down, let me tell you. You know, we always talking about Russia, you know, what's going on in Ukraine. Now, let me say something now. I know y'all don't want to hear this, but y'all can look this up. Mr. Sleepy Joe and his son, they've gotten mad money from the Ukrainians. Mad money. Mad money. And that is totally against the Logan Act, if you know anything about the Logan Act. And they got mad money from the Russians not too long ago. From the mayor of, I don't know, some Russian mayor gave them millions. But you don't hear about that on the news. I mean, it's a conflict of interest. Now, here it is, you know, Mr. Joe talking about, you know, he going after the Russians because of Ukraine. Look, they've been owning that or doing what they've been doing for the last 125 years, damn near. Why are we getting involved? We got our own pressing problem. Send the troops back home. But anyway, don't believe the hype. Do not believe that freaking hype you see on the news about the Russians. The Russians that ain't studying us. But at the same time, stop studying us as far as what's going on over here. All right? And they know that right now our country is weak because I'm telling you, we got a president that just loves to eat ice cream and get pissed off at you and call you a son of a bitch. You know, there you go. Y'all always talking about, well, what happened when Trump said this and Trump said that about such? All right, where y'all at now? Huh? Where y'all at now when he called that reporter stupid son of a bitch? Just because he asked him about inflation and he gets mad. Don't get mad. But anyway, check out my boy Paul Joseph Watson. I mean, y'all got to check him out. I mean, I'm finna play this right here, and I hope y'all can hear it because he breaks it down. I mean, he does.
The Biden State Department claims that discussion about the collapse of Western civilization and the evisceration of traditional family values is a Russian disinformation plot. Yeah, really. State.gov posted an article entitled Russia's Top 5 Persistent Disinformation Narratives. Theme number 3, the collapse of Western civilization is imminent. Russia pushes the false claim that Western civilization is collapsing and has strayed from traditional values because it works to ensure the safety and equality of LGBTQI+ people and promotes concepts such as female equality and multiculturalism. The demise of Western civilization is one of Russia's oldest disinformation tropes, with claims of the decaying West documented since the 19th century. The values-based disinformation narrative evokes ill-defined concepts including tradition, family values, and spirituality. Russia argues it is the bastion of so-called traditional values and gender roles, and serves as a moral counterweight to the decadence of the United States and Western countries. For example, President Putin has claimed the West has practically cancelled the concepts of mother and father, and instead has replaced them with parent 1 and 2, while Foreign Minister Lavrov wrote that Western students learn at school that Jesus Christ was bisexual. Really? So the entire narrative that traditional values are collapsing, that multiculturalism is eroding Western civilization, that promotion of minority sexual identity movements is fostering degeneracy, and that language itself is being deformed to attack family values. This is all just a harebrained myth dreamt up by the Kremlin. Bollocks. Last time I checked, it wasn't the Russians targeting kids in schools as young as 8 with books that describe sex acts. Last time I checked, it wasn't the Kremlin sending federal agents to spy on a mother for complaining that her kids were being exposed to noncery on the school curriculum. Last time I checked, it wasn't Vladimir Putin demonizing the parents who complain about this as domestic terrorists. Last time I checked, it wasn't the Russians sending drag queens to perform bizarre and often sexualized stunts in front of literal toddlers. Last time I checked, it wasn't the Kremlin calling for the, quote, stigma of pedophilia to be delegitimized. Last time I checked, it wasn't Vladimir Putin normalizing 12-year-old drag queen kids on national television.
Please welcome Desmond Napolis, a.k.a. Desmond is amazing.
Remind me, did the Russian version of Netflix release Cuties, or was that the Western Netflix? Last time I checked, it wasn't the Russians passing laws mandating schools refrain from using father and mother, and instead insist on using parent 1 and parent 2. That wasn't Russian disinformation, it was an actual law passed in France. Last time I checked, it wasn't the Kremlin promoting harmful lifestyles like fat acceptance, vacuous promiscuous sexual lifestyles, while telling Western women never to have kids. No, that's our own media and culture doing that. Last time I checked, it wasn't Vladimir Putin ordering that billboards be put up in European cities telling white people to sterilize themselves. Last time I checked, it wasn't the Russians flooding Western countries with third world migrants. Last time I checked, the Kremlin didn't have any say over European open border policies. It wasn't the Russian Navy rescuing migrants from dinghies and putting them up at taxpayer expense in 4-star hotels. Last time I checked, it wasn't the University of Moscow concluding that by every measurable benchmark, multiculturalism isn't a strength. No, that was a study by the University of Copenhagen. Last time I checked, Russian agents weren't responsible for the wave of Christian church fires and desecrations that have swept across Europe in recent years. Last time I checked, Russian agents weren't pulling down statues that embodied Western civilization.
A statue of Thomas Jefferson that stood for decades in front of Jefferson High School is not there any longer.
A Fox 12 viewer sent us this video of the statue of the nation's third president as it was pulled down.
But yeah, I guess that instead of just having to admit that all that is actually happening, and that the Biden administration is opening the door for it to happen, far easier to just spew Russian collusion conspiracy theory and hope that gullible people buy it. I don't, but then again, they'll probably just claim that I'm working for the Russians too.
So, wow. I hope y'all get it. I hope y'all get it. We are in the fight of our lives. Now, let's get into what everybody wants me to get into, I guess. The jabber jabber. The jabber jabber. And no, we're not going to be talking about the cat in the White House. I got no problems with cats, okay? No problem with cats. Matter of fact, where's my cat? Me and her had a talk. She likes to jump on my lap But it's cold out here, so I don't think she's gonna come out here. So maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's a good thing. But there's good news, though, everybody. There's good news. And I guess you're wondering what the good news is. People are waking the hell up. People are standing up. Now, I have to admit, United States, we're kind of slow about it, but all around the world, from the UK, from Brazil, I mean, they just basically coming up, standing up, saying, "Oh no, we're done, man. We're done with this. All these mandates or telling us to stay home and forcing us to do this, and we're done." And people are waking up. And I tell you, I'm glad for it. Y'all kind of, well, I can't say we late because we the ones that's late. I mean, think about it. There's a certain part of India where the virus has been eradicated because they was using the right stuff. They wasn't using jabbers, needles, or whatever you want to call it. They're not using it. They was using the stuff that our news agencies was telling us that it was forced medicine. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, we're talking about ivermectin and hydrochloroquine. And if you don't know the science behind that, then go check my first video and my second video that I made live. I did back in October. I break down the science on that a little bit, and you know, check it out. Right now, I'm just kind of like flowing with it, but I got videos on that as well. I got videos of doctors coming out. You know, last week, um, doctors and scientists went up to the Senate, um, to the Capitol, to basically explain and talk about, hey, we need a second opinion. All right, y'all been listening to Fauci. Fauci need to take his ass. I bet it somebody need to take his ass to jail, basically. This man don't know what he's talking about. He's hurting people. And yeah, it's killing too. But he's hurting people. Hell, y'all didn't figure out from the last AIDS pandemic when we had AIDS and his recommendations as far as medicine got people killed. But he got away with it. Now he's doing it again, and we're not paying attention. We're not paying attention, fellas. So, you know, you got to understand, these folks don't care. You're living in a James Bond's movie right now. Think about it. I mean, you're not watching the movie. Hell, you are in it. I mean, you got a villain that want to destroy you, and he's right here in your face, and y'all going like, I'm telling you, these folks ain't playing with us now. These folks ain't playing with us right now. So, a lot of doctors went on the hill, man. Dr. Robert Malone. You got Dr. Peter McCullough. You had many, many, many doctors. And I mean, this thing, it lasted 2 hours. I mean, I really wish I could post it on here because y'all need to see it. These doctors dropping real science, real knowledge. And if anybody tell you do not question the science, that's what science is all about. Questioning, figuring out. It's like another way of evolving in the science community. So if someone tell you trust the science, but don't question science, that's the dumbest thing they can say. You know what I mean? Dumbest thing. And a real doctor and a real scientist will tell you that. They will tell you. Or whoever tell you that is stupid. So if that's the case, your boy Fauci, you know, fake Fauci, and everybody else up there on the, you know, they lying to you, bruh. They lying to you, and they getting money. You ain't. And that's the only reason why they lying to you, because they getting money. You know. your Brian Stetzer on CNN. All these folks lying to you, and they ain't doing a damn thing to try to help nothing out. They just making things worse. I mean, what more can I say? I mean, I could go on and on. Give you my opinion about it. So let me see, where am I going to start off? Should I, Greg Reese came out with a report because there's some very disturbing information that just came out, and that disturbing information is basically there are 3 types of jabbers that they're shipping out to different states. And these 3 different jabbers, one is a saline shot. Now, the saline shot is basically saline. If you know anything about it, nurses, if any nurses out there, y'all kind of know what it's all about. I mean, it's basically saline don't do nothing to you, don't harm you, and then you have, I guess they would call it placebo, I think it is, where this one, it causes damage, but it causes damage in a slow rate. And then you have the jab. And that one knocks you off your feet right then and there. And what they're doing is basically, they sit here testing the effects of each one. And it's almost like we are the test subject. We are the test subject. Ain't no more of, okay, what's going on? We messed up. No, they are actually testing people, the American people. And from what I'm understanding, they're doing it mostly in red states. Now, if you don't know what I mean by red state, we're talking about, Republican, Democrat. But for the people I'm talking to, my brothers and sisters getting hurt big time with this stuff. So I don't know if it's, well, I guess it would be a fact because these guys, they do their damn research. They do more research than I do. So I'm going to take what they say face value. I'm going to take what they say as true. Because I don't think these jokers will lie to me. I don't think. What could they? But anyway, I tell you what, let's check this video out here. You tell me what you think. Greg Reese. And he breaks down Dr. Eden, one of the chief scientists for Pfizer, who stepped down a year ago and said, "Hey, man, I'm not. This ain't right. I'm out. What you doing is wrong." He stepped down. A lot of other scientists stepped down, and they speaking out. So, come on, but let's get into it. Let's see what happens. Let's get into it right here.
Ex-head of respiratory research at Pfizer, Mike Yeadon, and researchers including Craig Particooper have sourced VAERS data on vaccine death and injury in the U.S., a database of over 700,000 adverse reactions caused by the Moderna, Pfizer, and Janssen vaccines. These vaccines have been deployed in different batches, officially referred to as lots. This has allowed Yeadon's team to back-engineer Big Pharma's COVID-19 vaccine deployment agenda in the U.S. All their information is published at howbadismybatch.com and howbad.info. And what we learn is quite telling. About 0.5% of all the different batches are highly toxic, resulting in hospitalization, disability, and death within days or weeks of injection. Other batches cause minimal adverse reactions, and most appear to be harmless placebos. When plotting on a timeline, we can see that these 3 companies have been working together to quietly monitor the lethal effectiveness of specific deadly batches. While one company is deploying a lethal batch, the other two deploy harmless ones, creating the scientific environment to perform dose range finding, or the maximum tolerated dose for each specific batch. The timeline shows that each lethal batch deployment is preceded and followed by a quiet period, allowing them time to establish their baseline before the next deadly batch is deployed. Private leaked documents from the CDC show a list of expiry dates, and only certain lots are included. The very same lots found to be highly toxic in Party-Cooper's database. Which makes sense. There would be no reason to list expiration dates for saline placebo. Only the deadly ones. This mode of deployment allows governments the ability to direct deadly batches into specific populations, such as red states. Analysis of the number of dying per 100,000 vaccinated in 50 states shows us that the overwhelming majority of vaccine deaths are happening in red states. Some red states are experiencing 11 times more vaccine deaths than other states. On average, red states are experiencing twice the amount of vaccine death and injuries than blue states. After ruling out other possibilities, Party-Cooper concluded that this can only be due to the fact that red states received at least twice as much of the lethal batches than blue states did. Among several other crimes, they are tipping the scales of the democratic process by killing people who voted against the New World Order's woke, Build Back Better Great Reset, while at the same time endlessly flooding the borders with unvaccinated foreigners. And it's happening right now. Reporting for InfoWars, this is Greg Reese.
There you go. There you have it. It's true. That's true. That's every day. Yeah, you're right, Andrea. You're right. Every day. Now, Marie, let me tell you, Marie Morris, let me tell you something. You need to look up Operation Mockingbird. You need to look up Operation Paperclip, Operation Ajax. What's another one? They always experimenting on us. Funny thing about it, though, 1943, 1944, Nuremberg trials. They basically passed the Nuremberg Code, which basically protects humans from being experimented on. But it kind of didn't stop them. But this one right here is Nuremberg 2.0 for real. I mean, usually back in the day, when people, if 12 people died from a jabber or some kind of experiment, or better, if 8 people died, they would be like, you know what, we're going to shut this down. We're not going to test it on nobody else. We're not going to do this to nobody else. But for some weird reason, they said over, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not in front of my book, my paperwork, or I don't have it on my computer. But the last time I checked, over, I think about 50,000 people in the United States have passed because of adverse reactions or just die instantly because of the jabber. And y'all seen the videos I've posted. I got another one to post. I mean, you'd be amazed. But look up Operation Mockingbird, if I'm not, is that Mockingbird, Ajax, Operation Paperclip gonna blow your mind about the Nazis. You're gonna be amazed when you read about that. Or if you're too lazy to read the articles, I tell you what, just Google it. YouTube it. That's it. They may have it on YouTube. I don't think they took that down. Or Go Get Her. Or what's that? Rumble. You know what I mean? Go on rumble.com or Rumble, and there's videos on there. There's some guys on there, some journalists on there that's fire. I can't name them all, but Stu Peters, the boy bad. Owen Schroyer, that dude is funny as hell to me. I mean, that dude right there, he makes it sound. He knows how to break it down to you without being too complicated. And it's funny. I think he came up with the word clown world. We living in a clown world. That's him. Owen Schroyer. Look him up. Hilarious. And he's a patriot. I tell you, he's a patriot. He gangster with it. And that's all I can say. Gangster. But let's keep going because like I said, I just wanted to show videos because these videos that they're not showing it on YouTube. They're not showing it mostly online. I mean, I have to really dig for this. But I tell you what, I don't mean to down anybody. I don't mean nobody to start crying. But y'all need to cry. Y'all need to feel bad because that will get y'all out and start telling your family and your loved ones and your friends and even your co-workers. If they don't want to listen, then keep it moving. But, you need to come out and tell these folks what's going on. You can't wake everybody up. I got that. You can't wake everybody up. But you got to do what you got to do and drop that seed, and hopefully they'll wake up. Hopefully. But this lady here is from the European Parliament, and I think her name is Christian, I hope I say it right, Christian Anderson. And I don't know if I posted this video before, but she did a speech in front of Parliament in the UK, and I say about 2 weeks later, which was last week, I think, Boris Johnson came out and said, no more mandates, no more force, nothing. We are going to we're going to shut off all of this, and everybody goes back to normal, starting phase 1, or whatever. I can't really do a British accent like I really want to right now, especially his voice. But you get what I'm saying. But Christian Anderson, the speech she made was so touching. And when she made the speech, it's been choreographed to show you different videos of people who are getting hurt, getting sick, passing out. But it's such a good video, man. And I have to share this with you guys. I really do. I mean, this is the fire of the fire. So, without further ado, I want y'all to check it out. Here you go.
Whenever a government claims to have the people's interests at heart, you need to think again. In the entire history of mankind, there has never been a political elite sincerely concerned about the well-being of regular people. What makes any of us think that it is different now? If the age of enlightenment has brought forth anything, then certainly this. Never take anything any government tells you at face value.
The only pandemic we have is among the unvaccinated.
Always question everything any government does or does not do. Always look for ulterior motives and always ask, cui bono, who benefits.
The voluntary phase is over. It's time for mandates.
Whenever a political elite pushes an agenda this hard and resorts to extortion and manipulation to get their way, you can almost always be sure your benefit is definitely not what they had at heart.
It was a case of asking people to go home, and if they didn't, arresting them.
As far as I'm concerned, I will not be vaccinated with anything that has not been properly vetted and tested and has shown no sound scientific evidence that the benefits outweigh the disease itself and possible long-term side effects, which, to this day, we don't know anything about. I will not be reduced to a mere guinea pig by getting vaccinated with an experimental drug. and I will most assuredly not get vaccinated because my government tells me to and promises in return I will be granted freedom.
If you have travel plans, there is one more thing to add to your packing list: proof of vaccination.
Let's be clear about one thing. No one grants me freedom, for I am a free person.
No, screw your freedom.
It has nothing to do with freedom. It has nothing to do with liberty.
So I dare the European Commission and the German government throw me in jail, lock me up and throw away the key for all I care. But you will never be able to coerce me into being vaccinated if I, the free citizen that I am, choose not to be vaccinated.
We don't want no shots. We don't want no cards.
No tyranny. Otherwise, take the Statue of Liberty back to France.
Wow. So, yeah, I shared a tear then, y'all. I mean, like I said, people are waking up. Like I told you before, it's time to sit there and say, hey, no. Just say no. You know, that was my motto. Just say no. Stop letting these folks infringe on y'all. Remember, they're supposed to work for us. We don't supposed to work for them. But, you know, what are we going to do about it? What is it going to take? You know? Oh, sorry, I heard that. What is it going to take? I tell you, man. But hey, it is what it is. 81 million votes. 81 million votes. Right? Now he's in office and he's telling y'all what to do. So my question to y'all, are y'all going to keep playing around and go to the clinics, CVS? Because your doctor's not giving this to you because he don't want to be liable. And if you did go to your doctor and you got it, make sure you know where his practice is and keep up with him, because I'm telling you, black folks, I'm telling you now, and I'm talking to everybody. This isn't about it, I'm not just talking to the brothers and sisters. I'm talking to everybody. But this meeting they had at the on the Hill, with all these doctors and scientists that's going against what Fauci tells you what you need to do, and he tells you, these doctors basically told you, hey, I have cured and I have helped many patients with ivermectin and hydrochloroquine and monoclonal antibodies. But now, the man who got 81 million votes, who talks about voter suppression and black folks can't vote because they don't have IDs, that guy basically made it where people can't get monoclonal antibodies. That guy, to me, I feel like is racist, but at the same time, is messed up, because if you're a white person in certain hospitals, and, you sick, with the virus, and you scream, hey, give me monoclonal antibodies, they're telling you no. They telling white folks no. Black folks get it first. If black folks know what to ask for. Or better yet, they just give it to them. But if a white person's sick and dying and they can't breathe, their oxygen levels is below 95, and sorry, you can get this remdesivir. We got remdesivir for you. You want that? Huh? You want that? Hey, you want that a ventilator in you? Oh, we got you. We got you. We gonna shut your kidneys down so quick. Okay, that's not fun. It's not. It's kind of depressing. I have to laugh because I get depressed about it, just thinking about it. But anywho, let's get into some more videos. But this lady here is a sister, Mr. Dr. Christina Parks. Dr. Christina Parks, she breaks down the effects on African Americans and what it does. Now, she's going to be coming up with some big words and some deep abbreviations. Work with it, all right? Work with it. And at the same time, you can always go back to this video and look up what she's saying. Look her up online, too, while you're at it. But without further ado, again, let's get into it. How about that? Check this out.
I just want to stress again that African Americans have many predisposing mutations that are very protective from malaria. We have beta thalassemias, we have sickle cell trait, we have glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase. When their system is stressed, they lose their ability to carry oxygen effectively. 1 in 10 males of African descent has glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase deficiency. It's sex-linked. That means 1 in 10 could basically devolve when their system is highly stressed, either under COVID or as a result of a vaccine. Do we screen for this at birth? No. Are hospitals ready to give a transfusion when someone does this? No, they don't even know it's happening. They just ignore the whole thing. And so, in this light, my son is Ethiopian. And we know that Gregory Poland's data is showing that people of African descent generate a much more vigorous immune response that could go hyperinflammatory in response to vaccines. That is some of the most significant, like statistically significant data I have ever seen. The p-value is so low, it's got, like negative numbers all behind it. And so he's supposed to get a vaccine. He's in New York City. He's like, Mom, I can't do anything. I can't go to a restaurant. I can't do anything. So we're in a horrific position where people of African descent are being mandated to get a COVID vaccine to stay employed or participate in normal life, such as going to a restaurant, even though these products have not been optimized for the genetic profile. Thus, African Americans are likely to be at significantly more risk of an adverse event than their European counterparts. Even worse, we're about to push this on our kids. Right? We know that in response to MMR, William Thompson at the CDC was a whistleblower that said African American boys who got the MMR on time, again, these are RNA vaccines, and we know, again, RNA viral vaccines, live viral vaccines, we have the data to show how they are affecting the immune system, and that data showed that they were 2 to 3 times more likely to get an autism diagnosis if they were vaccinated on time. Right? William Thompson alleges they then shredded the data. It's meant 20 years later from the first study, and we have not addressed the fact that not all of us are the same, and we need individualized medical care. These are not hard problems to solve. They're really not. We just need to use our brains, and we actually need to address the issue instead of making everything a one-size-all political nightmare.
Well, there you have it. Everybody go to band.video too. Band.video. Band.video. If you can't find it on YouTube, that's where you go. If you can't find it on YouTube, that's where you go. And what she's basically telling you right there, guys, is that black folks, African Americans, they get hit hard. They get hit hard with this stuff. They get hard. They getting beat up. So you still gonna trust this thing? You still gonna jump out there and risk it, risk your life when there are holistic, healthy ways? Huh? You know. Rest in peace, Bob Saget. Y'all know who Bob Saget is, right? Rest in peace. He died right after he got the booster. I mean, man. I just don't understand why y'all keep listening to Bill Gates. I don't understand why y'all keep listening to Fauci. Oh, Aunt Boy Fauci. I don't understand it. I'm telling you, these folks trying to knock you down. You know. But Canada, shouts out to Canada. Shouts out to the truck drivers. I mean, shout out to all the truck drivers around the United States, Canada. They got a rough life. If it wasn't for the truckers, man. If it wasn't for the truckers, I'm telling you, man, we wouldn't get half the crap we got right here in each state. Remember, they the ones that sit here and deliver our goods. Can't be mandating something on a truck driver, and we depend on them to bring me my tissue paper. You can't demand something on a truck driver who basically stays in the truck 18 is illegal, but still 12, 14 hours a day in a truck by himself, sleeps in a sleeper berth. Sleeper berth is the cab in the back of the tractor where he lays his head. Okay? And get ready for the next shift, which is 10 hours later. But I don't want to get technical. Some of y'all don't know how truck drivers do. You know what I mean? My cousin, he's a truck driver, and he breaks his stuff down. So I'm like, wow, y'all got a rough life. Trife life. Like Mob Deep Trife life. So anyway, the Canadians basically said enough is enough. So they all did a convoy, and they said it was 700,000 truckers just 3 days ago. Well, it's over 1 million trucks. 1 million truck drivers are in Ottawa, Canada right now to tell Justin Trudeau, kick rock. Or should I say, Deez nuts. We're not falling for it again. This is it. We're done. We're done, player. I mean, you got us all messed up right now. We're done. And so what he does, Justin Trudeau basically said, I'm sick. I got the virus, and I'm gonna go in for 10 days, and I'm gonna go home. I'm not gonna, he's hiding basically. He's running away. He's hiding. That's what it is. Shout out to Canadians. It's about time. It's about time. Y'all want to check it out? Check this video out. Tell me what you think.
Toilet to tap.
Like out the toilet?
So you're taking every single.
That's the wrong one, guy. How about this?
The streets have come alive in Canada with patriotism as a convoy of truckers is driving across the nation in protest of COVID tyranny restrictions. The recent federal mandate makes it impossible for truckers to cross the border into the United States without getting the jab, leaving many workers unable to do their job. In response to the mandate, truckers, both vaccinated and unvaccinated, are gathering in a caravan to demonstrate their disapproval of the draconian measures instituted by the Canadian government. The protest has also garnered the support of many different Canadian patriots.
I really wanted to give a shout out to all the truckers. I think what you guys are doing is incredible. You're fighting for our rights and freedoms. And right now it feels like we're a little bit at war and those rights and freedoms are at stake. So you guys are honestly true heroes. What you're doing is just incredible.
The truckers have raised 4 million Canadian dollars for those who need fuel and supplies for the cross-country trip.
But the leftover money from this GoFundMe, when it's said and done, I hope there's a lot left over because we're going to donate it to veteran societies across Canada. Those are the guys that we're going to do this for.
For patriots north of the border, it is very reassuring to know that we are not alone in our fight for our medical rights and that true Canadian patriots are not the kind to back down. With LSN TV in Canada, this is Kennedy Hall, and may God bless.
Wow. Well, God bless Canada. God bless America. God bless Australia. They're getting hit hard the most. I always wanted to meet Australia. I always wanted to go to Australia. I really did. Hopefully that day will come. Hopefully everything will calm down over there. But anyway, I'm about to shut it down now. But I think I done shared enough knowledge with you guys, and you know, whatever you didn't pick up on, hopefully I can go back and watch the videos. Not only that, man, just like and subscribe too. You know what I'm talking about? Like and subscribe to these videos. You know, the Deeper Sax, DJ Dun Dada. You know what I'm saying? Deeper Thought, and I'll share it with you as much as I can. Cause I'm a nobody. They ain't looking at me. I can see him post this stuff without getting banned yet. So get it while you can. I mean, that's all I can say. And like I said, you know, I want to thank everybody for coming out. Andrea, I gotta give you a shout out, man. You my dog. Pretty saucy. You know. Marie, you know, thank you for coming out, man. Thank y'all for checking me out. The Deeper Thought Experience. I'm your host, Deeper Sax. Ain't nothing like the saxophone, baby. One day I'll play you something I wrote. Maybe Christmas. See, I got a long time before that. Who knows? But thanks for coming out, guys. I'm finna wind it down. Maybe I have something for you next week. But pray for America, guys. Get on y'all knees. Pray. Praying is real. We got this far. People are waking up. The Canadians. Pray for Russia. Pray for Ukraine. Pray for them, man. So they can get their act together over there without us being involved. We got enough problems over here. They can handle their stuff. We don't need to go over there. Because we don't need World War III. Because they finna drop them nukes. No one will survive a nuclear war. Period. So any politician that comes out there screaming that stuff, y'all need to vote them out. Whether they be a Raphael Warnock, big nose ass, Raphael Warnock, who's a Democrat, in case you don't know. If he starts screaming that crap, get him out. If it's your Lindsey Graham, get him out. Vote him out. We don't need no warmongers. We don't need no neocons. We don't need none of that. We just need peace-loving Americans to be in office. Period. Period. Watch who you vote for. Midterms coming up. Oh yeah, matter of fact, Look, I know y'all don't probably know what this is, but I need y'all to do me a favor. Look up false flags. False flags. Because Jen Psaki came out and said something 2 weeks ago about false flags. Look, folks, in case you don't know what a false flag is anything to give a person or a mass of people to conform to a certain belief because of a tragedy. But it was a man-made tragedy. You get what I'm saying? Like it was, it was, it was like acting. It is done in order to make you feel a certain way. Let's see a false flag. Let me give you a good idea of what a false flag is. False. There's plenty out there. Just Google it. How about that? Or YouTube it. False flags. We don't need another false flag. Now, I'm surprised what's going on in Canada. There wasn't a false flag. You know. Um, oh, I'll give you a good one. False flag that could have blew up to make it to be way worse. Let's say January 6th, when all them white folk went down there in Washington, D.C. and was protesting the election as far as, the cheating and the scandals and all that. Well, you got provocateurs that's dressed up as Trump supporters, but they start attacking folks and beating up folks on the other end, knowing that those folks don't give a hootie and a blowfish about Trump, damn near Biden, but sometimes, most of the time, it's the other side that's provoking stuff, but they act like they're the other side. You know what I'm saying now? To get you to do something illegal or to start something like a civil war. Man, I'm serious. You got folks out here doing that stuff, especially when you know it's the federal government. What happened at Governor Whitmore out of Michigan? It was proven that that was a false flag. It was proven that them folks was working for the FBI, and they was getting, and it was all that was planned. Oh my God, it's a 360, folks, and it all points back to the jabber. So stay away from the jabber. Um, I mean, I got so much to talk about. I mean, I don't know what's going on. I can almost tell when people done got the jab. Can y'all tell? Has anyone got the jab that I have you noticed that people who got the jab are more angrier? Have y'all noticed that? They're more meaner. Seriously. The next time y'all go out, or better yet, the next time you ride down the highway, you can almost tell who got the jab because they weaving and wobbling through traffic. They getting mad. They on your ass. Think about it. Okay, see what I'm talking about. See, you see what I'm saying now? See, people just angry now. I mean, you go in the grocery store, if you take too long checking out, the person's getting angry. Back in my head, I'm going like, I bet they ass got the jabber. I bet you they got the Pfizer. Now the one you see coughing and they looking like they damn near just sick all the time. That might be the Moderna. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just kidding. But still though, for real though, think about it. Every day I see it. I be like, you know what? I bet that person right there. I bet he got the jabber. You know. But anyway, maybe it's the Georgia thing. Maybe it's a 5G type of thing going on, where the 5G and the virus is sitting there interacting in your brain, and it got y'all just mean all the damn time. Just, I don't know. You know, that's them Karens, Kens, Becky's. What and guns? What? Anyway, okay, whatever. But hey, guys, let me wind it down. cookies in the oven. Anyway, hey man, till next week. Who knows? I might come out with another live. You know, something we can talk about. Oh, okay. Oh, you're not talking about me, Andrea. Thank God. The Don Dada, I can't help it. Still win in it. But anyway, I'm signing off, guys. Past my bedtime. You know, I said it every time I get on here. Plus, I done ate some pho, so I'm still full. You know. Shouts out to Pho Thai. Shouts out to all the Vietnamese that invented pho. I don't understand half the stuff on that damn menu. But boy, one thing I can't understand is pho, beef, pho. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, I'm signing off. Deeper Thought Experience podcast in effect. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Talk to you later. Until next week. Peace.